Hi, welcome to Kids Cooking with Oren. I'm Oren and I'm going to teach you how to cook. So, I hope you tried making the chocolate chip muffins from the last video. They were so good. But today we're going to make fancy chocolate candy bites. And these are sort of like what you would find at a restaurant, like a fancy restaurant that they're like little chocolate bites. And we're gonna make two kinds of them. First, we're gonna just do chocolate. We have white chocolate and dark chocolate. And then the other one, we're gonna do a little chocolate shell with stuff inside. So you can do either or. So, we just used these candy melts. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's gonna be fancy, but this doesn't have to be fancy. And white chocolate melts. You don't have to do these types of chocolate. You could do mint chocolate or whatever you want. This is we sort of made up this recipe. So yeah, you're gonna need a mold. It doesn't matter what type of mold. You can get a mold at Target or Walmart. And this is sunflowers and butterflies for the chocolate, and then later we're gonna use a different mold. Okay, so what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna melt the chocolates first, because you can't just go like that. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that before you start cooking, you should do mise en place, which is French for everything in its place. Just like I do in all my videos where I have everything in its place. And so I melted the chocolate, and we're gonna take this, and I'm gonna start putting the chocolate in. And when you're melting the chocolate, you want to do 30-second intervals, which means you melt it for 30 seconds, and then you stir it, and then you do 30 more seconds, and then you stir it, and then 30 more seconds until it's completely melted. Okay, so I filled the mold up with some dark chocolate and some white chocolate, and then I also mixed a couple. So now what you want to do is I sort of scraped it off. You want to scrape it off so there's not a lot of extra on it. So you're gonna go like that and try to scrape it off, and it's okay. That's why we have the sheet, and you also have a towel and an apron. You should have that every time you cook or bake. Okay, so now that I put everything in and I scraped it off, you're going to want to transfer this really carefully to there. But before I do it, I just want to let you know that the bottom of this is going to end up being the top. So I put some sprinkles at the bottom before I put the chocolate, so that way when you flip it over, after you chill it, it's going to come out with some sprinkles on top. Just note that. And then you're going to really quickly do this. And then you're going to put it to the fridge until it's fully set. Okay, so I added a little bit more chocolate melts because now we're gonna move on to the next chocolate, because that's already in the fridge. Now you're gonna want to put some more in, and then you're gonna want to remelt it, and then basically you're gonna take this, and we're gonna do 4 white and 4 chocolate, or 4 dark chocolate. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take a big scoop. And you don't want to fill it to the top. You just want to sort of put it in and move it around the sides so it gets like that. And then you're going to put this back in a second. And you're going to move it around while it's still. You want to work fast so it doesn't. You want to move it around the sides just like that so it doesn't set. I'm sort of moving it back a little bit. Okay, now you're gonna go like that and dump it back in the bowl. And that's gonna create the outer shell. Okay, so I filled 4 with the dark chocolate, and then I dumped it out, okay? And then you're gonna scrape the sides just like this. And please get help from a parent or a grandparent or a guardian, because you're gonna need help with the microwave and some of this stuff, because the chocolate's gonna be hot. And then you can finish that, and then you're gonna put it in the fridge so that way it'll set, and then it's not gonna take long because this sets really fast. That's why we're moving fast. And then we're gonna fill it with some stuff. It's gonna be so good. Okay, it's only been 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and these are already almost set. Now we're gonna do the white chocolate, but now, since we already finished the chocolates, now we're still gonna do the shells. So just like we did the other time, you're gonna take a spoonful and you're gonna sort of spread it around like that. And once you get it in, you don't want to fill it to the top, so you can sort of go like that and then move it around with your with the spoon. So I finished putting them in with the help of a parent, because you should do that too, because just in case you don't want to make a huge mess. And now you remember to flip them over. Now you're gonna take this and you are going to scrape it like this, especially. I haven't scraped yet, so you want to get it all off, sort of like this. The chocolate has already set, but this has not, because I just put this in. They set really fast, but like there's still gonna be stuff on the sides. Okay, now they're gonna go back into the fridge until they're fully set for about like 10 minutes. The next step is to fill our outer shell with the filling. And so these are just some ideas that you could fill it with. I took out a lot, but we're gonna be using lemon curd, which is right here. And you can just find this at like a grocery store or, yeah. And then we're gonna do marshmallows with sprinkles. Although we're gonna do mini marshmallows, because if you do the big ones, it's just gonna be a lot. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take some. I'm gonna do the lemon curd one and then just fill all the rest. You don't wanna fill it to the top, because that's just the shell, and we're gonna add the bottom to it after. So you're just gonna do one right there, just like that. Just like that, and it's okay if it doesn't get everywhere. It's just gonna be like once you break through the core when you're eating it, once you break through the shell, it's gonna taste like some lemon curd. And then I'm gonna fill the rest. Okay, so when you're baking or cooking, you always have like options to sort of like tweak the recipe. So as you can see, we did lemon curd and melted marshmallows and with sprinkles. But these are just some other options that you could do. So you could do jelly or jam. You could put some of that in there. You could cut up some fruit and you could put a piece inside there. You could also do peanut butter, and that would be really good, because then it would be sort of like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Or you could also just do like a whole marshmallow, and that's what, because just doing the melted marshmallows was a little hard. For the next two with the white chocolate, we're gonna do some of the whole mini marshmallows. And also, the nice thing about this is you can also like sort of like snack and go with this recipe, because you could like grab a piece of chocolate and grab a piece of marshmallow, and yeah. So these have all set, and they're looking so good. So now what we decided to do, like I told you, is we cut up the mini marshmallows into even more mini marshmallows. So now, since we already did the dark chocolate, we're gonna do some of the white chocolate. It's gonna take a minute. Okay, all done. And then I spilled a couple sprinkles, but that's okay. I'm gonna get that everywhere. And now you can do the curd. Take some. These, I just feel like these are gonna be so good. And you can put a little bit more in there. And remember, you can put whatever filling you want, as long as it's not gonna be, as long as it's gonna be small enough to fit in there. Now it's finally time to close it off. So you might want to take a final look at it, because the next time you're gonna see it, well, you're not gonna see it once you bite into it. So now you're gonna remelt the chocolate. You're gonna take it, and now you fill this all the way to the top. This is the bottom. This is not the top, this is the bottom. It's okay if you get it everywhere. You actually want it to get it everywhere instead of just putting like a little bit in there. You can always add more later. And this is just the first time I've made these. So when it comes to the big moment and we turn it over, and some of them break, that's okay because we have 2 batches, and it's still gonna taste great, and we'll figure out what we did wrong for next time. Okay, now I'm gonna take this, and you're gonna, don't scrape this because we have to still put back in the fridge one more time. So you're gonna scrape this off just like that. Last ones, we just have to finish the bottom. Now we're gonna do the white chocolate. So you're gonna move this over here. And remember, don't be scared to get it too much because you can just move it afterwards. That was actually a perfect one. You want to move it to sort of fit the mold, because if you only do it in the middle, the shape's not going to come out. It's going to be sort of just like a circle or a square if you're doing a different type. Now we're going to scrape it. And while we're doing that, I just thought of some other ideas that you could do for the filling. For the filling. And yeah, see, this came off, so I'm just going to I can put some more on that, which is crushed ice cream cone or crushed pretzels. That would be really good. So yeah, I can finish scraping that, and then we're gonna put that in the fridge one more time. Okay, so finally, these are out. They've been chilling for about an hour, and these are the solid chocolate ones. And I'm gonna pop them out and hope for the best. And we decided to have a little fancy platter because these are fancy little chocolate bites. It's gonna take a second to come out. Look at it. Oh, this looks so good. And you can see the layer because this was, hold on, let me see. Yes, this was the one we swirled. So it's like half chocolate and half vanilla. And there are sprinkles on top because I put them at the bottom. Okay, this is so good. I'm gonna eat this one. I'm gonna unmold the rest and hopefully they look as good as this. Okay. So I unmolded all of them and they look so pretty. The design came out great and it's sort of like half and half. And now is the big moment where we're gonna have to do the filled ones. And voila! Look at it. Now I'm gonna put it on the platter, and I'm pretty sure, hold on, if I'm correct, this is the marshmallow one. So I am going to try them, and I'm gonna see how they are after I finish unmolding the rest. I just finished unmolding, and they all came out great. And now this is our dark chocolate curd, and this is our sprinkle marshmallow. And I'm gonna cut them with my knife, and we're gonna see what they taste like. That's a nice cut. And I want to show you the inside. I don't know if that cut. Oh, hold on. There you go. It crumbled a little bit, but look at that. The curd was in there, and I really hope this tastes good. That is so good. I think I put just the right amount of curd in there. I'll finish this in a second. And now for our marshmallow. Oh, the marshmallow's a little harder. Look at the little sprinkles and marshmallow. Let's try this. That is so good. They turned out so good. I'm so amazed. So I hope you join me for another episode of Kids Cooking with Lauren, and I hope you try this recipe. It was very good.